Just want you to ponder this quote as you begin to listen to my presentation. The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. And this quote was by Alvin Toffler. And I think about that, and I think about how we need to change as educators to really meet the needs of our students in this digital age. So, to start with the rundown here, I have a bit of a digital manifesto, and that is I want to see a paradigm shift in education. I believe we do have a strong education system, and students are learning to read and write and do amazing things. But with access to technology and the amount of information out there, students need to be able to have the skills to navigate and the skills to know how to learn in this digital age. As teachers, we can no longer be just the content experts, but we have to change and we have to immerse ourselves in the strongest pedagogical practices for our digital age so that we can serve our students and prepare them for a world that has not yet been imagined. So in the following slides, I'm going to talk a little bit about how we can help students with accessing information, managing it, how to integrate that information into the work, how to evaluate the quality of that information, how to create awesome things, and then how to communicate those awesome things out. So this is just going to be an overview to fit in here. So the first part is accessing information. And this really fits with researching skills. We need to help students really understand researching. We need to also help them see what's a good or a bad website. We also should teach them just basic Googling skills, using quotations, writing like you think the answer would appear, and also connecting them with experts and using ourselves and helping them see where they can find those people. Google Helpouts that just came out I think will be awesome for that. And also using Creative Commons to access work that they can use and give credit for. We also need to help them manage these resources using Chrome bookmarks, using social bookmarking like Digo or Delicious, and also being able to utilize Twitter favorites. Having all this information isn't any good if they don't know how to curate it. So that's why this is very important. And once students have this information, they need to be able to integrate it into their work. Those are proper citations using such tools as EasyBib, following really good presentation guidelines such as the 6x6 rule. And I know I like to use the video Life After Death by PowerPoint by Don McMillan. It's great to show everything that is annoying about making slideshows, and it helps us see ways we can make it better. And then also utilizing some tools that are embedded, such as Prezi and Google Docs have searches for Creative Commons works for images. And Google Docs also has a research feature in which you can pull in the citations, which is really nice and can help them integrate this information. Evaluating sources really ties into some of the other features, but basically I see that as being able to find multiple sources on the same topic to give validity to the information. Also helping them see what are the keys to a good online source, such as noticeable author, recent date, things like that. And then using tools such as Turnitin.com to double check and make sure they aren't plagiarizing anything accidentally or not. And then on a more of a teacher end, using something like the Google Docs revision history so you can see if a whole bunch of text appeared at once and how each student contributes. For creating, there's a host of things to create. I like Screencast, Hangouts on Air, Web 2.0 tools, there's a million of them. I like Prezi and recently SoundCloud. And then also the Google Apps for Education suite, as well as Google Maps and Earth, a great way for students to create things and tell their stories for them. Then lastly, how do they communicate this information? I think websites and having an e-portfolio as they go through school is great. Google Sites, Weebly, Wix, great sources for that. And also using YouTube to share their stories, their voice, their videos. And then social networking, using those for a positive. And that comes with teaching internet safety, digital citizenship, and we need to include those things. So basically, our students really need us to adapt. We cannot afford to let our students enter a society without these proper skills. Content really isn't in our control. Students have access to all of that, but our role needs to shift from one that we deliver content to one that guides students to content, and helps promote a love of learning and that drive to keep learning on. I believe we can make this shift no matter what, and it will be difficult, but our students deserve that from us.